Hey, here we go, man. Here we go.
South Africa.
Good morning.
Welcome
Good
to
morning.
it.
That's it.
It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're coming to you live right here on SABC3. It's Wednesday, midweek, hump day. We've made it through to halfway the mark.
Dude, we have. I love reaching this point of the week because we slide on down to the weekend. It's the 27th of February. Can you believe? Almost done and dusted with the month of love, but we still continue to share the love. We love that. You and Swadam here, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're going to be having a great time with us. Thank you very, very much. It's going to be an awesome day because I'll tell you why. One of my favorite things in the whole wide world, dude, milk tart. It's World Milk Tart Day. Yep, it is. It is, so I hope you're going to have copious amounts of World Milk Tart in your belly today.
Just incredible. Well, I'm Tabi Sobakubera, but you can refer to me as your uncle, Tabsy. And on that milk
Where does that come from?
Because I'm the uncle around here. No, maybe not around here, but like at home. Listen, it's a packed show. We've got all sorts going on, but let's start off in the beauty room. What's happening there, guys?
Oh, well, listen, welcome to the beauty room. My name is Zoe Brown, and of course, Leanne Williams over here. And it's great to have you. Thank you for joining us.
It is so wonderful. It is a Wednesday, the hump of the week. And you know what? According to research, once you get over the hump of the week, we're plain sailing towards the weekend. I don't know whose research, probably my own.
Yes,
it's fine.
Could be. Well, you know, it's interesting because I wasn't here on Monday morning. Today feels like a Tuesday, but it's always refreshing to know it's Wednesday. Yay.
It's nice. You had a 4-day week. This is wonderful.
4-day week.
This is wonderful. You know what else is wonderful? Is the fact that we are celebrating our South Africanness and how awesome it is to be South African, because ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. It is National Milk Tart Day! I love me some milk tart. And of course, our very first social media post this morning is saying, good morning, it is National Milk Tart Day, and we love everything about this special day. And oh, I just lost the page. I don't know what it is.
Some milk tart for breakfast.
Yes,
yes,
you know.
Please.
So basically, I'm repelling technology. Technology is being repelled by me. But we want to know from you, what do you love most about being South African? You know, the fact that we have all of these wonderful traditions. I mean, we've got Braai Day, we've got Milk Tart Day, but what do you love most about being South African? Let us know on our social media page.
Oh, I think there's so much to love, and I think there's something in that diversity, that there's something for everyone. And we also need to help you out if you're choosing on what to wear for today. So let's take a quick look at what to expect in your temperatures across some of the major cities. We start off in Johannesburg. Sunny conditions for today. Of course, humidity will be remaining low, and then just towards the evening, some cloud cover will be increasing. Then if you're in Durban, cloudy conditions for today. Also expect some conditions with a shower or thunderstorm in the area. And then don't forget your raincoats, as it will be, you know, temperatures will be cooler than yesterday. Now, moving on to Port Elizabeth, partly sunny conditions. And of course, I think also with a refreshing breeze. Cloud cover will be increasing towards the evening, but temperatures, however, will remain pleasantly warm throughout today. And if you're in the mother city, partly cloudy conditions. I think it's been a little bit cooler, and I think today will be a bit warmer than yesterday. Clouds do clear up in the evening, and humidity will be remaining low, and there will be a southwesterly wind. So we'll keep you updated with those temperatures a little bit later as we bring you a full roundup.
Welcome to the kitchen where all the magic happens here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Look at it. A spread of goodness and deliciousness coming your way fast on a Wednesday.
Look, man, I think we're going to be making something absolutely delicious. Well, in fact, a lot of things delicious. But how does this sound? A Clover Tropica fruit snow this morning. You know, we're still hitting the warmer temperatures. There's still a bit of summer. This is perfect as well to cool you down and make something different. We always try to kind of entice you with different kind of recipes so that you can let your imagination go just a little bit. If you want to get your hands on the ingredients list for our Tropica fruit snow this morning is Clover. SMS that keyword to 33728, and you can start prepping with us, or maybe start putting it in your little recipe.
And over on this side, I mean, this looks really good. And you're not truly South African if you don't appreciate a good milk tart.
Yes.
Look at this one. This one made for us, the recipe by Jenny Morris. Because it's Wednesday, she'll be coming in for the culinary hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. She's going to share with you how to make this delicious milk tart. The keyword for this, if you want to get involved in all the action, is SMS the word dessert to 33728.
I'm looking forward to that because look at that. There's some sprinklings of orange zest in there.
And also cinnamon going on there. Look, it smells good too.
And I love that because we would love to find out the more, you know, of the variations of milk tart, because it is World Milk Tart Day. And I think this particular dish deserves its very own day all across the world because it just is so amazing.
I know. And yesterday
Really
we did
is.
ask for your recipes, so please sending those recipes through. We want to hear from you.
Exactly. We want to have those old recipes that you had, your tani recipe, that you had for many years in the cupboard, your great grandma's recipe. I know that maybe it's a secret, but please, we would love to know the different ways of how you put together a delicious milk tart. Dessert to 33728, and for our Clover Tropica Fruit Snow, the keyword is Clover to 33728.
Today is going to be a good day. Today is going to be a good day. You know, our floor manager just came in here and called me Smurfette and called you Gargamel.
Did he? I don't even know who that is. Is that a compliment?
No,
is that like a Naomi
not for
Campbell,
Gargamel.
It's a compliment.
Cindy Crawford reference? I guess me and Cindy have a lot in
Gargamel.
common.
I've never
after
seen the
this.
We have
Smurfs
some stuff in
movie.
common.
Where were you?
Where?
When we were all
In
growing
America.
up.
I was growing up in the heartland of America. We don't have no Smurfs in America. Girl, leave your South African references out of my life, okay? But I love this country and I'm so happy to be here.
Nick, you were born here.
I was.
you're
I
South
was born
African.
here.
Look at
That's
him
true.
trying to be bougie. It's fine.
And I have a South African passport. Fun fact.
You South African.
Does anyone want my ID number? I will give it to you. But no, identity theft is a real concern. That's next week on the show. We're doing a full day devoted to identity theft.
Sometimes I feel
Okay, so
like
we need
When
to
it
talk
comes
about...
to identity
This of
theft, you can
himself.
definitely copy our looks today.
No, you can. Oh, you
Yes,
can.
yes,
Yes,
you
you can.
can.
But you look so great that it's almost hard to replicate because you're both so stunning. And
Well,
I love
listen,
you both.
I
Let's
thought
talk
this
about
morning
this.
when I saw this, I
I'm
thought it was
loving
a
this.
dress, but it's actually such a fun place.
Is this not like a
beautiful.
70s roller rink throwback?
I'm
You look
here
like
for
a
this.
stunning, one of those roller girls back in the 70s
Yeah.
with your, I mean, we don't have skates,
I'm
but
here for
one
this.
day. But it's absolutely perfect. And again, with the hair, and again, it's about picking out those tones that work for their skin and your hair. So you're not bleeding into one, but these are definitely complementing you, so.
And I can get away with like wearing different shoes. Luckily, I have the black
Yeah.
ones here today, but I mean, I love the different colors.
And the polish as well. I mean, you've thought like full 360 when it
work.
comes to the outfit. Guys, you have to think about top to toe.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very important. And Leanne Williams, how you feeling this electric blue body quan?
good. I'm
J-Lo?
good. Yeah.
J-Lo vibes?
Yeah. It's very curve hugging.
It's curve hugging,
Yes.
but it's still comfortable, right? In this
I
very
love it.
lightweight
But you've
cotton.
got the right
Very
curves,
nice.
girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
girl, you curvy in all the right ways.
Yes, definitely.
So it's nice. It's comfort again. It's about comfort, but still elevating the look and looking chic and sophisticated.
Thank you.
Would you wear this to like a polo, like big polo, if you ever dressed up?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Isn't it a bit bright for the polo? Whenever I
But
think
it's
the polo,
colorama.
I would.
And I almost feel, sorry, I'm stepping in and
Yeah.
already having like commentary, but I just feel like it feels a bit too casual
Yeah.
for the polo.
Tabitha loves to
Yeah.
dress up.
And maybe that's because
Yes,
I
she
like to
does.
dress up.
And I think for the polo, I like to go for things that are a bit more chic, a
Metallic
bit more
and
flowy,
Yeah,
a bit
flow.
more
You love a
loose on the
flow.
skin because it's a hot day. You're
Yeah.
out in the sun.
Yeah.
This you'll see a big sweat patch.
Yeah,
You
which
don't
is
want
not
no
that.
attractive. You're
You
not
don't
winning
want
best dressed
swamp
with a sweat
crack
patch.
is not a thing. Should we find out who's performing on the show today?
Please.
Please.
All right, guys, well, we're gearing up for a Lekker Wednesday. Thank you once again for tuning in. It's going to be an awesome show. This is our musical performance for the morning. Looking forward to hear some of their music. They are a band called Folklore. Marie and Henry joining us right now. Marie, Henry, thank you very much. Good to meet you guys, and good morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Nice. How's the early morning treating you guys? All right?
It's going well. It's
Okay.
nice change.
Henry still looks a little bit
Had a cup
shocked.
of coffee and I'm getting into it.
All
easing into
good,
it.
man. Listen, we're really looking forward to hearing what you guys are all about. Firstly, talk to me about the name, man. Folklore. Immediately you think, okay, cool, here kind of traditional music, but it's got nothing to do with that. What's the deal with the band name?
So if you think of the word folklore, you usually think of stories being told around a fire.
Yeah.
You think of traditions. You think of people coming together to make music, maybe people dancing around a fire. And for me, all of those things are the things that really actually represent music.
Okay.
So the idea of sharing stories and of uniting people and bringing them together as a community and really celebrating life, if you imagine
Yeah.
celebrating around a fire. Those are the things that really make music for me. So that was the name that really resonated for me.
Okay, and personally, I can see that you guys really do enjoy dancing around a fire, clearly. Which is all,
Favorite hobby.
Listen, so how would you describe your music though? Because I mean, for those who haven't heard about you guys, maybe going to be hearing from you for the first time, how would you kind of describe it? Can you box your music?
Well, one of the things that we pride ourselves in the style of the music is that it is very diverse. So we've incorporated a lot of different dance genres into
Okay.
the style. So we've got a little bit of drum and bass, we've got a little bit of bass,
Like that.
a little bit of house, a little bit of hip hop, but they're all threaded through with a vocal line and hopefully a good catchy melody. And yeah, for us, it's really about the energy of the music and making sure that there's a beat that you can dance to.
Wow,
So if you had to box it, probably the closest category of box you could put into is just dance music.
Okay.
Kind of anything in that spectrum that appeals to maybe a slightly more underground aspect of it would be what we're kind of into.
I'm liking what I'm hearing. I like the equipment setup. You are going to be handling on those a little bit later on, so make sure you stick around. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. You can grab another cup of coffee. Folklore is with us. Say our musical guests for the morning. Stick around.
Oh, well, speaking of music and performances, I feel like I haven't heard any news from Taylor Swift. I'm a huge Swiftie.
Are you a Swiftie?
I'm a huge Swiftie. I've always said she's one of the few people I will buy Golden Circle tickets for.
You said this a number of times, actually.
Yeah. Well, she has been noticeably quiet for a while. She was also noticeably absent from the Oscars.
Okay.
And a lot of people are thinking, could Taylor Swift be preparing to pull a Beyonce? You know how Beyonce drops that secret album that just breaks the internet and just like shuts down our lives?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's thinking that she's going to do that because on Sunday she started posting snaps of a landscape dotted with 7 palm trees and accompanying emoji caption. She shared a pic of her Oscars after party fashion where she was sitting 6 steps down a spiral staircase, and then also posted a very artsy shot in which she can be seen through a fence with 5 gaps in it. So everything is like 5, 6, 7. All right, because her latest album is rumored to be called TS7 album, so it's leading up to this big reveal. Keen observers also have been saying that she's getting ready to pull a Beyonce and drop a surprise album on us, especially considering the dreamlike filters that she's been applying to each image, while others say that she could just be messing around with us. I don't think so. I don't think any of them do anything without there being some greater significance behind it. So we want to know from you on social media, do you think Taylor's posts means something in particular?
They've got to mean something.
Or you're just thinking, meh, she's just posting anything.
It's meaning something, because I know a while ago we also reported that she's back in Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, she is from the countryside, if I can call it that way. And she's been, I don't want to say a home, but she's been writing music, and that's where, you know, her creativity comes from.
That's it. So that's good news for, what are they called?
Swifties.
Swifties. Okay, well, the Swifties out there all over the world, I think May, if that date is anything to go by, May is when the music is going to come out. But listen, we're going to start the day off on a really positive note, and we're setting you up for goodness this Wednesday. And we've got a quote for this morning that comes from Ubaldo Emerson, who was the center of the American Transcendental Movement. He set out most of the ideas and values in a little book called Nature. And the book represented at least 10 years of intense study in philosophy and religion, as well as literature. So he said, what lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you.
Wow.
All right. Wow. Do you want to hear it again?
I would like to.
One more time for the girls. Okay. What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you.
Wow. I think we needed a reminder on that. So often we forget to, you know, appreciate ourselves and to take stock of how far we've come and how well we've done. And
to recognize that our past and our future really have nothing compared to what's inside of us. So what we have been in the past, what we are to become, what we think we are to become has nothing to do with what is within. So that is powerful.
Stuff. And on that powerful note, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the show.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Righto, here we go officially with your Wednesday morning. It's the middle of the week. Let's take a look at your top news headlines for your Wednesday. Today is the last day of registration for the upcoming 2019 national and provincial elections. The Independent Electoral Commission has announced potential voters and those seeking to change their residential information have up to 5 o'clock this afternoon to do so. And President Cyril Ramaphosa says his government will ensure that people with disabilities receive first preference from government activities, including employment opportunities. He said the country needs to lead by example across Africa. Making international news headlines this morning, Nigeria's incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari extended his early election lead yesterday based on official results as the death toll from sporadic poll-related violence rose to 47. Opposition parties have rejected the early released election results as incorrect and unacceptable. And India says it has launched airstrikes against militants in Pakistani territory in a major escalation of tensions between the two countries. Yesterday's airstrikes were the first since the war between the two countries in 1971. And finally, footage of the young flamingos rescued from the severely depleted Camphors Dam in Kimberley and taken in by Sandkop in Cape Town shows that these once abandoned, starving and dehydrated chicks are flourishing. Approximately 2,000 baby flamingos were rescued late in January. Sandkop in Cape Town received some 500, and with public support, the little flamingos are doing very well. And with a new outdoor pond and enclosure built, they're taking to the water big time, much to the excitement of all involved. The chicks love every second of this brand new experience. Camphors Dam is one of the most important breeding sites of the lesser flamingo species in southern Africa. And with that story, we leave your news headlines for now. We'll expand on those stories at the top of the hour.
Well, here's a look at the latest sporting headlines now. Banyana captain Janine van Wyk is pushing for her charges to better their sixth-place finish at last year's tournament, kick-starting their seventh Cyprus Cup campaign today against Finland. Good preparation, of course, for their maiden appearance at this year's FIFA Women's World Cup in France. Banyana midfielder Linda Motlhalo and Temi Kgatlana will be heading off to Beijing BG Phoenix FC after the tournament. Now in the Premier League, Gylfi Sigurdsson's double helped Everton to a 3-0 win over Cardiff City, relieving some of the pressure on Marco Silva, while Leicester gave newly appointed manager Brendan Rodgers just what he needed, of course, as he stands in. A warm welcome they gave him with a 2-1 win over Brighton. Taking a look at PSL news, only one fixture in the PSL tonight, but as champions Mamelodi Sundowns welcome Cape Town City to Loftus, and just 5 points separating the Citizens and log leaders, Wits. Many are asking if Benny McCarthy's men could actually win the PSL title, having lost just once in their last 8 games this year. And then finally, a massive shock to South African cricket. Yorkshire have signed South African fast bowler Dwayne Olivier on a 3-year Colpack contract, meaning he is unavailable for the Proteas. The player of the series against Pakistan, Olivier has taken 31 wickets in 5 tests since being recalled to the Proteas, and his overall total of 48 has propelled him into the top 20 bowlers of the ICC Test rankings. And that's a roundup of the major sporting headlines this morning. We'll give you fuller stories on the half an hour.
Okay, well, time for us to now take a look at what to expect in your temperatures. And we also want to say thank you to the beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. Charmaine sent us this gorgeous sunrise from Umhlanga. So today, Charmaine, you can expect rather cloudy conditions with a few showers and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. So thank you for that picture. And if you have one you would love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But time to get into a look at what the rest of the temperatures are looking like. Polokwane, a low of 17 with a high of 31 for today. Mbombela 19, 29. Pretoria 17, reaching a high of 32. Partly cloudy conditions in Johannesburg with a high of 30. Mahikeng 16, 36. Klerksdorp 14, 34. Kimberley 14 with a high of 32. It's partly cloudy in Bloemfontein with a high of 34 today. Richards Bay 21 with a high of 26. If you're in Pietermaritzburg, 16 with a high of 20 can be expected. Some rain in Durban today with a high of 25. Mthatha 12 reaching a high of 22. East London 15, 23. Cradock 9, 28. Port Elizabeth 15 reaching a high of 22. Partly cloudy conditions in George with a high of 21. Sutherland 8, 22. If you're in Cape Town today, partly cloudy with a high of 21. Worcester 10 reaching a high of 26. Springbok 11 with a high of 28. And Uppington a low of 16 with a high of 32 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your weather for now. We'll touch again on those temperatures at 7 o'clock.
Alrighty, thank you, Zoe. Cat Factor.
Yeah, we are
How's
here.
it going?
We are doing these things on a Wednesday.
Welcome to Hump Day, man.
So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got lots more coming up, right?
We do indeed. We've got our parenting coach joining us this morning, Laura Markovic, and this morning we're talking about how to motivate and praise your kids. It's very important, especially when they're young, and just how managing that becomes very important in your relationship with your child, so stick around for that.
Absolutely. Then we step into the kitchen to make something delicious, refreshing, a Tropica frozen fruit snow. Let that linger a little bit as you stare at that image. And then, of course, Princess, I see you stacking up those croissants so beautifully. I'd love one, and a cup of your best grind.
I'll have one as well. See you after this.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's been 10 years since the launch of the very first Samsung Galaxy. And since then, every single year has brought with it a new avenue of innovation, a true trailblazer in the market, from being water resistant to
and walk.
It will share the power.
But of course, last year, Samsung Pay was a game changer. What other
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Time for us to head over to the socials. Our morning post today is, it is National Milk Tart Day, and we're going to be living our best lives. Woohoo! Now, we love everything about our beautiful country, including the food, but we wanted to know from you, what do you love about South Africa? So let's scroll down and check out some of the posts here. Mapunde kicking off saying, good morning, I love South Africa because of its anthem, guys, a multilingual nation and the weather. Chops Chop says, good morning, Expresso family. South Africa has a history, and that's why I love it. Kay says it's the land of milk and honey. Enslin van Aert says, I love our country, because we have people like you that make mornings lacquer. Oh, making mornings great again. I love it. Junior Klaassen says, good morning, Expresso. I love South Africa because we are a rainbow nation. Let me tell you, so many great comments. We'll check in on some of them a little bit later on.
All right, now let's talk motivation. We all know that we need it to perform tasks and to achieve our goals. And we can find ourselves being motivated by a number of things in life, including money, praise from others, for example. But if there is such a thing as the right or wrong way to motivate children, well, we're about to find that out right now. How do you go about doing it? And that's why our parenting coach, Laura Markovitz, joins us this morning in the studio to offer some advice on the topic. Great to have you here,
Good to
Laura.
be
Hello,
here.
Laura.
And
listen, sorry, before we do anything, it is National Milk Time Day, okay? Would you like a piece of milk tarts?
I would absolutely love a piece,
That's
please,
good to
on
know.
this special
Because
day.
if he said no, it would have been a problem.
Yeah, it would be completely awkward on this special day.
We've got one set aside for you, depending on how you answer the following question.
Exactly.
My reward. Keeping me motivated.
That's what we're talking about here this morning. I think let's start with a broad kind of question, specifically with our kids. I mean, we as adults, we are motivated in many different ways in our life, but specifically when it comes to our kids and how parents approach that motivational kind of side of raising their kids, how do we keep them motivated?
So, I mean, the thing is, we've got to be thinking about, obviously, some children, we've got different personalities, different traits, but there are certain things that we can be doing. And a really important thing is it's character development.
Yeah.
So we want to be making sure that our children have a healthy sense of self-worth, that they've got value in themselves, they have self-efficacy, that they know that they can affect change in the world, and that they have self-compassion, so that they're able to handle failure and be able to be kind to themselves when that happens.
Yeah.
So to start building that kind of stuff for us as parents, we've got to be thinking about, well, how are we exposing our children? What are we doing to keep them motivated and to build those characters? So things like making sure we are exposing them to things that are interesting and engaging in the world. Remembering to give them bite-sized chunks. So we don't want to give them a whole lot of things to do. We're not going to teach them to ride a bicycle and say next week you're in the Argus. You know, we don't want to tell them you're learning for exams and you're going to sit down every single minute of the day. Bite-sized chunks so that they can feel that sense of achievement and that they are able to get through things. We also want to make space to acknowledge and address the fears that they may have. So if there are, I'm absolutely not doing X, Y, Z, whether it's maths or cricket or whatever it is, that we actually identify what's going on here. Why are they worried about it? What is the anxiety that's holding them back? So that we can address it. So it really is about thinking through how we can make things manageable and keep our children engaged so that they have that sense of self-worth, self-efficacy, and self-compassion in the world.
I think that's the most important thing. That's the underlying basis of why we try and motivate them, because we're trying to build them into fully functioning adults in society. So what about the idea of, well, I'll bring you back to this question when we come back, but about offering children rewards in order to motivate them or inspire them to do things that they don't want to do. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let's hold on to that thought for just a second. You can enjoy a slice of milk tart. I like the way that you answered this first round of questions.
That's a good answer.
Enjoy that. And I will speak about rewards when I come back. Thank you.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
Well, whether you choose to call them snow cones, frozen ice, or frozen snow, whatever you choose to call them, these goodies are so delicious. They're made with fruit, what we're making this morning, 3 different fruits, as well as 3 different Tropica smooth flavors. They are set to be a delicious dessert. You can serve them to the kids and they'll love it, but you can really also serve them as a dessert at a dinner party, which everyone is going to love, and they can bring in that elegant flavor to your dinner
And I
dessert.
feel like
This is like the perfect treat for adults as well, at least for me, if I consider myself an adult.
I'll never say no to any dessert, so
Yes.
absolutely the perfect treat.
And it's really quick and easy. So what we're going to start off with is we've got a cup of mixed berries here. We've got some blackberries, raspberries, as well as strawberries. So I'm going to add that to our blender over here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're going to add about half a cup of our Tropica. And this one, we're going first with the cool red flavor.
I love the cool red. It's as vibrant as the flavor, as the color that it comes in.
There we go. And of course, you'll do this with each of the flavors.
Yeah.
So over here, let's have a look at our flavors over here. We've got the pineapple as well as the mango flavor. And you'll simply just blitz it up. There we go.
All right. So the key word to this is Clover. No, SMS Clover to 33728, and we'll send you a recipe to how you can make this for your kids or your dinner guests or dinner party guests. Or for yourself, actually. Don't be
You
shy.
can smell the fresh berries and it complements the Tropica Cool Red
Comes
so well.
all the way through. It does come through.
So what you'll do is you'll pop it into a container and put it in the freezer. Once it's frozen, you'll take a fork and simply scrape at the ice. And that's what will create that snowy flakes. I'm calling it snowflakes, but you basically keep scratching and eventually you'll get to the bottom and you'll be left with a lot of different little color and flavored ice. And then what we do is we simply take a little glass jar, whether you've got jam jars or little glass jars or even cups at home, and then we start to fill it. But in case you missed any of the steps, we do have a recap for you.
Have a look.
Learn how to make homemade frozen fruit snow with this Tropica frozen fruit snow dessert recipe made using 3 of Tropica's smooth flavors. Add 1 cup of fresh berries to a blender. Then add 1 cup of fresh pineapple to another blender. Top up each blender with Tropica. For the fresh berries, add half a cup of Tropica Cool Red. And for the fresh pineapple, add half a cup of Tropica Pineapple. Blend until smooth. Next, add half a cup of Tropica Mango and Peach to a blender. Then add 1 cup of fresh mango. Blend until smooth. Pour the mixtures into 3 separate containers. Freeze until completely solid. Scrape the frozen Tropica mixture with a spoon. Add each layer to a serving glass and top with half a cup of Clover Bliss Double Cream Plain. Add fresh berries and mint on top. And enjoy. Give them to the kids as a frozen treat or serve them at a dinner party for a fun yet smooth dessert.
Made with love by Clover.
Whoa, Zoe, that looks so good. The Tropica frozen fruit snow.
That's right. And you know what? This is the only yellow snow you can eat, but we're going to top it up with some double cream.
Okay.
We've got some Clover double
It gets
cream
even
here.
better.
There we go. And so as you can see, we layered it around in colors. Of course, play around with the colors.
Yeah.
Play around with the different amazing Tropica flavors that there's available. Add some fruit to it. So we've got that.
Yeah.
We're going to top it off with some fresh berries. If you have a mint leaf, add that. And I think your friends will say this is Instagrammable.
They will love it. The keyword for this is Clover. SMS that to 33728 and we will gladly send you an SMS with the link to the recipe. It's simple, it's quick, but everyone is going to love it. It's elegant too. Zoe, thank you so much for this morning.
Let's add some yellow to
Can't
it.
wait to
There
chomp
we go.
in.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we continue with our parenting chat on how to motivate and praise your kids, part 2. And then we need to meet an incredible entrepreneur who is 20 years old and who has reached incredible success. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Join the party on Top Billing this Sunday evening at 5:30 as a London house designed by Belito Bay's Christian Bentz wins the Best Living Space UK. Plus, Kay Naomi and Ayanda cross skydiving off their bucket list. Fashion duo Cuteria and George started designing at the kitchen table. And today they dress Beyonce. That's Top Billing this Sunday at 5:30. Repeat Tuesday at 3:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show early, nice and early on this Wednesday morning. Yes, it is, it is.
It is.
Now listen,
So I'm waiting for
so good! Yes! Nice. I like that.
Sorry, man, I was waiting. I was just...
That's motivating and encouraging.
It was.
And Laura thinks...
I feel motivated.
Absolutely. So earlier on, we were speaking to our certified parenting coach, Laura Markovitz, about how to motivate and inspire our children out there. What are the right kinds of ways of doing it? And the last question I left her with was, is it a good idea to give your children rewards in order to motivate them to do the things that they don't want to do?
And so tempting.
So you can have that milk tart
Yeah, exactly. So we just lived through it. So, and it is so tempting, but you know, we've always got to be thinking short term versus long term. And ultimately, we want our children to be intrinsically motivated rather than being motivated by external rewards. So I want them to be able to ride their bicycle from A to B because it feels amazing and it feels incredible that I started pedaling and I felt the wind in my hair and that felt amazing, not because I'm going to get an ice cream at the end of it. I'm going to learn hard for the test tomorrow, not because you've promised me a car or whatever, but because it actually felt good to know that knowledge, be able to sit in the test comfortably. So we really want them to feel that stuff. So I always say, you know, rewards, yes, they have a place in life, and of course they can be incentivizing, but they shouldn't be our first port of call at all. We rather want to be equipping our kids to feel that feeling of success so that they can take that and then they can use that going forward.
But how do you do that? I'm sorry that I'm just jumping in. How do you do that, especially when it comes to, let's say, something like knowledge and something that is so internalized that you can only feel good at the fact that, okay, fine, the test went well, but at the end of the day, you know something that you can apply, that you can perhaps converse about, that you couldn't before. How do you motivate a child?
So it's a learned thing, and I think a really important, there's amazing work done by Carol Dweck, and she does a whole lot of studies about something called growth mindset. Growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. And if we have a fixed mindset, it means I know I am clever, or I am good at soccer, or I am a brilliant ballet dancer. But as soon as something becomes a bit more difficult, and I have a big challenging test, or the dancing exam was really difficult, I then doubt myself. If we have a growth mindset, we're teaching children that with effort, with time, with practice, with putting some work in, we can always improve. So that's something that's a continuous lesson.
So that is something that you would kind of address from an early age on to kind of build that foundation of an internal, you know, reward system for yourself. Because I mean, take a look at a young kid, you know, that's not necessarily going to go for an exam or something, but wow, if you finish that plate of food, then, you know, how do you do that then without that reward of like a chocolate at the end of it?
So great things, self-evaluation, get them to evaluate. Is your tummy full? Does your tummy feel full now? Did it feel nice? Okay, great, moving on, as opposed to you're going to get the ice cream. So we can talk about...
But they're so clever. They eat one chip and I'm full.
So absolutely.
No,
I'm full of...
Not in my house.
Really? Are your children not eating all their vegetables happily? So it's about thinking about creative ways to get them to do it. So obviously we're sitting at a table getting creative ways to do it, but it is also about checking in with them and not always me giving that stamp of approval or disapproval and going, that's enough, you've had enough. Encouraging, but not forcing them. So yeah, lots to talk about.
I got a long way to go still. You do? But I still find the stare down quite effective. Spoon, stare.
Yeah, wait
Who's
till they
winning this?
stare back at you, bro. It's going to come. Little Phoenix going to go like, and now? What now?
Laura, thank you very much. Wow, I wish we could chat a bit more about this topic, but clearly lots to learn. And we can check out coachparents.coza if we're looking to engage with you online and gain some more insight.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, well, you know what, Tabisa, when it comes to online shopping, they've really revolutionized our life, making it so much easier. But have you ever ordered something and you just wish you could have it immediately?
All the time, because every time you order something, you almost want to start playing with it immediately. And sometimes you sit there and go, oh, I wish it would arrive in the next hour or today still. But those days have come to an end of wondering, because now there is a service. This guy has started a business that's changed the game. You can order something online, get a call from the driver to confirm some details, and then
boom, within 59 minutes, you can have what you've ordered.
have a look.
Sakile Masego is the founder of a luxury watch retailer, Omax, combining online shopping with direct-to-consumer try-before-you-buy business model. He started his business with over 3,000 Rand, and today his company makes over 400,000 Rand a month. And did I mention, he's only 21.
This business, which requires no upfront payment and no bank details required, now boasts 2,500 customers, 7 permanent staff, and is growing by the day.
Sakile, tell me what Omax is all about.
So Omax is a try before you buy online brand where you go online, put